Today I'm making vanilla wafers, and this was requested by one of my subscribers, Miss Lady 1908. I used recipe from Recipe Helpers, and I tweaked it just a little bit. And the only significant difference between these and store-bought is the texture across the top. These end up a little bit pitted, whereas the store-bought ends up entirely smooth. So here's how to make them. Mix together half a cup of powdered sugar, a third cup of sugar, and a third cup of shortening. Mix that together well and then add 1 egg and 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract. I would not use an imitation vanilla in this. You really want a vanilla taste. Use a vanilla extract. Mix that all together well and then add 1½ cups of cake flour, and I used White Lily all-purpose flour. Add 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of honey, and I'm adding the honey for the browning effect, not for the taste. And you should probably add the honey to the more liquid mixture, and add 1 tablespoon of water. Then I mixed all of that up thoroughly. Then I snipped the corner off of a baggie and put a cake decorating coupling in there, and I filled the bag with the cookie mixture, and I piped out about a teaspoon at a time. And I want to mention these baking pans while I'm at it. They are the greatest things. They cook more evenly than any I've ever had, and you can get these at Sam's Club. They're 2 for $10 and some change. It's a real good deal. They're very heavyweight baking pans, like restaurant quality. So after I piped out all of the cookie dough, I dipped my finger in a little flour and then patted the cookies down so that they were kind of flat. These aren't very big. They're a little bigger than a quarter, but they'll spread when they bake. I baked them for 14 minutes at 325, and this was a greased cookie sheet. So here's how they turned out, and as you can see, they spread a little bit, and they end up a little bit pitted on the top. If you follow the original recipe and don't add any honey to them, they end up very light in color. Here is a store-bought vanilla wafer on the left and a cookie without the honey on the right. When you add the honey to them, you end up with the correct color. The one on the top is one that I just baked. I tell you, I really don't like that pitting on the top of those cookies. But when you compare it to the store-bought, I had a real hard time finding a good-looking cookie in that bag. They're all chipped and broken and crumbled up, and it just, that little bit of pitting doesn't seem so bad when you look at it that way. You end up with about the equivalent of 1½ boxes, and those name brand vanilla wafers are $4 a box now. So here they are. The store brand is on the right, mine is on the left. They pretty much look the same. They taste the same. The texture is the same. They crunch the same. It's the same thing except for that pitting. So here's the sound test. Here's the store-bought. And here's mine. It sounds the same to me. And believe it or not, the vanilla wafers is another thing that a lot of people have had trouble duplicating. So that's how I made vanilla wafers. I hope it helps.